I'm quite tight. So
I'll
whatever.
go down and see if I can get more, but I think I can probably get at least 140 if that's what you need.
Yeah, we
I
need
know right
44 players, but more is better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I have,
Hi, it's Jeff Albee.
Hello, Jeff. Hang on.
Okay. Your name is?
Kelly Morgan.
Pardon me?
Kelly Morgan?
Kelly Morgan from KW.
Yes.
And I see you've got quite a few listings to present today.
I do, yes.
Well, probably try to borrow some money from you here in the next week or two. We'll help you close a few deals. And
Yeah, helping close would be great.
well, we got no closers here. That's what we're counting on for you. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
we need you to do. You're the closer.
Well, it's interesting. I do mostly multifamily. I'm kind of down to my development deals. They're a little slower moving now with construction costs up. So I'm kind of down to
Well, you know, speaking of multifamily, we're having a golf tournament, and we're going to get to that, a little commercial later, but it's on June 20th. And we're having a big sponsor in Chase, their multifamily division, lending division, has been getting on me saying, hey, how many multifamily guys are actually going to be at the networking or golf tournament? I said, well, I'm trying to corral some. And now I'm got my eye on you
okay.
to be there at least, because it's for Make-A-Wish, the charity, June 20th at Calabasas Country Club.
June 20th. Okay.
And if I can put your name down, even if you'll just attend as a celebrity, that will help me get my sponsor from Chase, their apartment lending division.
Okay. Well, I might be able to do that. I have family coming from Argentina, but let me put it on my calendar. You say, where's it at? It's at the
Calabasas Country Club in Calabasas.
okay, Calabasas Country Club.
And we have two things going on that day. We have the actual golf tournament starting registration at 10, tee off at 11. And then we have the networking starting at 4, going until 7. So we have, you don't have to play golf.
I see.
Yeah.
So if you don't play golf, well, you show up at 4 o'clock. Is that what you mean?
That's right. And you can bring your Argentinian friends. And so,
Okay.
anywho, that's
okay, that might work if I can't make it for the whole day.
yeah. And you can go to CCIMLA.com and click on events to register.
Events, okay.
And you'll see the golf tournament in there.
All right.
So, well, good. Who else has joined the call? Anybody else here?
I see somebody JV, but no
Oh,
audio.
she's with us. She's
Oh, okay.
one of the chapter administrators. And then we've got probably DJs in here somewhere, I'm going to guess.
Hi, Jeff. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Hello, good.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Hi, Jeff.
So we're all set, DJ?
DJ is not here. Not sure. I'm
Okay.
trying to contact her, but I have already the slide here ready. So
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. We're going to wait. Of course, we're a little ahead of schedule. We
Yeah.
start pretty promptly at 9, and then we delay a couple of minutes just to let people to continue to get in. So Kelly, you're Kelly, right?
Yes, yep.
You're doing apartment building sales and land, apartment building development land.
Yep.
That's got to been a good product to focus on the last few years.
Yes, yeah. Been some great years here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I've just recently acquired an apartment building and a piece of land in Santa Barbara.
Oh,
So that's going to be my first for just me. I mean, I've been involved in some syndications, but my first like kind of investment on my own.
on
in
your
that.
own, yeah.
Right, or anything like that.
Got it. Got it. In regards to the credit quality, are you subjecting that to the revenues and so forth?
Yes,
Got it. Got it.
and the balance sheets I've seen.
And very strong balance sheet. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then the billboard. In regards to the billboard, are there any particular issues with the city of El Monte and the restrictions for types of billboards and, again, being able
No.
to retrofit
No,
it?
that billboard has been there for a long time. They've got a few years left on the lease. There's value there as well because they're only paying $350 for that billboard, and the tenant being Clear Channel. So when that lease expires, there's definitely room for upside on that. I think there's upside on all of the leases as well. I mean, we're projecting the pro forma cap rate to be closer to 6.
Perfect. Perfect. And then in regards for parking, I know the data center doesn't require it, but you said there's other tenants too.
Yeah.
Are there any parking issues, any parking restrictions for, again, potential releasing of some of the tenants?
No, not at all. It's actually very well parked. We have 19 spaces total, so we have a ratio of 4 per 1,000 square feet. So it's
Nice.
plenty of parking here. Plenty of parking.
There you
The
go.
tenants, in addition to the Giggle Fiber, that's the name of the data center. There is a bar which only serves wine and beer, and a barber shop. The bar has been there for over 30 years. It's a local hangout. Everyone in the area goes there on the weekends and in the evenings. The bar has changed hands a few times over the years, but it's never left, and it's likely something that's just going to stay there as a local hangout. So I could see them, renewing long term for sure.
Fantastic. Great to hear. Excellent. Does anybody else have any questions? I apologize for asking all the questions, everybody. I just, I'm curious in nature. Anybody have any questions?
Are the units separately metered or is it a master meter?
Separately metered.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, Andy, thank you very much. We'll go on to the next one. All right, Tustin.
All right, so this one just hit the market last week. It's a brand new listing, multi-tenant office in Tustin, on the corner of Irvine and Fashion Lane. I mean, Tustin and Orange County are phenomenal locations. Multi-tenant office with a true value add component. The pro forma cap is close to 9%. Sellers are selling because they're going through a partnership dissolution. Two brothers don't want to be brothers anymore. Go figure, right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
But Tustin's a great market, dense immediate population, strong demographics, high median home value. And it could also potentially work for owner user as well. About 90% of the leases are month to month right now. So if someone wanted to come in and they needed space for themselves, this could definitely work for them. I mean, the total square footage is a little over 14,000 square feet. I think it's 14,445. So there's plenty of room there if there's a larger owner user opportunity as well.
Perfect. Does anybody have any questions? Office folks? I don't typically do any much office, so I don't really. All right, well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, Andy. Next one.
And last one for me, 8 units on Gilmore and Van Nuys right here in our backyard. Pretty strong value add opportunity with 20% upside. And this property does require soft story retrofitting. So the building does come with plans and permits paid to do the soft story retrofitting. There's also an opportunity here to add 2 ADUs by converting the soft story parking into 1 ADU. And then there's a front garage, which could potentially be done into a junior ADU. It has a really good unit mix. mostly 2 bedrooms and 1 studio. The building isn't Van Nuys, so it's not in perfect shape. It is a little tired. It has a little bit of deferred maintenance, but nothing that any owner should be afraid of. It's not a crazy amount, but good quality bread and butter Van Nuys apartment building.
Nice.
Hey, Andy, what are you seeing on the apartment market in general? Are you seeing a little slowdown? Are you seeing, what are you seeing there?
No, I'm not seeing too much of a slowdown. Very slight, if any. You know, at the end of the day, if a property is priced correctly, it's going to move very quickly. But generally, no. I mean, the apartment buyers, my clients, and general population that I speak with, they're not really afraid of the rising interest rates. It does maybe alter their evaluation model a little bit, but nothing where we have too much of a gap between buyer and seller. I'm still getting deals done very quickly, very close, and at asking price.
Interesting. Now, are you a golfer, Andy?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. So June 20th, write this down, is our first annual, our inaugural golf tournament at Calabasas Country Club. And that's through CCIM here. And we're raising money for Make-A-Wish. And we've had one of our sponsors, Chase Apartment Lending, make a special request to get more apartment brokers there. If you could take it as you've been deputized to bring some Marcus and Millichap young bucks to come out and play golf. And, you know, it's cheap. I mean, it's pretty much sponsored, but come out at Calabasas Country Club. Go to ccimla.com. Andy, I would love to see you get a foursome together and come out and join us. And now, I know you're probably really good too, Andy, so you can win the hole-in-one, the new BMW from Bob Smith BMW.
There you go.
I will do my best to make it work. I got a pretty heavy travel schedule this year, but if I can make it work, I'll definitely be there.
Tell the bullpen, I know you have about 50 apartment brokers in there now. Since you're working for the chapter, don't let us down, Andy.
I'll do my best. Let me put my sales skills to use.
Perfect. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
There you go. Well, thank you much for presenting. We'll go on to the next listings. And this goes for everybody, by the way, guys. I think we had Jack earlier. You guys are all welcome. You know, we don't discriminate against any product types. All retail and everybody, we're all invited. So let's keep going. What's the next one? There we go. Colin.
Hi.
Good
you guys
morning,
doing today?
sir. Doing
How
well,
are you?
doing well.
All
Thank
right.
you for sharing your opportunity. Go for it.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me today. So, you know, as Jeff and I spoke of earlier, I'm primarily a residential broker, but I do have some clients occasionally that have some investment properties let loose of, and this is one of them, 10852 Blick Street in Toluca Lake. It's got the right zip code, 91602. We're south of Camarillo, just east of Lancashire. So, hey, you're walking distance to Little Tony's Pizza, man, you know? So Pizza Town.
That says it all.
If you know the neighborhood. It's a 9-unit complex. So it's got 2 buildings. You've got a front building with 7 units, a rear building with 2 units. There's laundry there. Currently cap is about 3.48, and we estimate 4.26 if it was brought up to market rents. They've had long-term tenants there. Didn't have any issues during COVID for non-payments. They just recently leased out unit 6. I want to say it was end of March, so beginning April. That one, they just raised up the market rents. That was a 1-bedroom unit that they brought up to $17.95 a month. But we still, you know, I think there's still upside potential on some of these units. The product mix, you've got 3 2-bedroom units, you've got 4 1-bedroom units, and then you've got 2 studios. The soft story retrofit has not been done, but they have an extension through 2024. The way I read it, the rear building is the one that's mandatory, and the front building, that 7-unit, is voluntary. I do have a set of plans on it. They've already spent some money on that. So I've got some information in a Dropbox folder that I would be happy to share with anybody if they have any real interest in the property.
Colin, for those of us that don't focus on apartments as much, soft story retrofit, what is that?
It's seismic retrofitting where they've got those open beams over parking structures. So I've got a set of plans that I can share with anybody that would like to review it.
Oh,
So
that
you've
has
got on-site parking for 9 cars. And the parking slides in underneath the actual, you know.
Oh, okay. So
dwelling.
it's got the tuck under
Carport.
parking. whatever.
Carports basically essentially is what they are.
Okay, gotcha.
So we had it priced originally at 3.3 mil, which I knew was a little lofty out of the gate, but the seller's not desperate. They own the building outright. It's a family property. Mom passed away about 1.5 years ago. She was a resident of the area. She bought the building back in 1997. The kids now sort of separately own it. One of them lives out of state. One of them lives locally here in Valley Glen. And, you know, they're looking to liquidate it, but they're not desperate, obviously, because they got a monthly NOI of about $9,100. So, you know, they got cash coming in. I've had offers on it up into the range of about 2.95, but we just haven't been able to bridge the gap. The soft story retrofit was an issue for some, so we did do a $150,000 price reduction recently, and have started to get a little bit more traction due to that. I think the magic number is somewhere around $3,050,000 to 3.1 to get it done.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right. Wait, real quick, does anybody have any other questions? Just real quick. No. All right. Well, we'll have your contact information there for you. All right, next one. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you.
Robert.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This is a development opportunity, or not. It is 1 duplex and 1 fourplex in the Tri-West area of West Hollywood, which is south of Santa Monica and west of La Cienega. The price here is combined, is the price for both. Separately, the 8617 Rugby is the duplex, and that I separated them out on the MLS and CoStar LoopNet. But 8617 is 2.350. And 8613 is 1650 if somebody wanted them separately as income property. They have tenants in there. The rent rolls are gets about $7,500 a month combined. Just in case someone did want to develop that site. And hard to get inside right now, but not on 8617. The sellers there are moving to Palm Springs. And the tenants, the buyer will have to relocate the tenants if they do want to develop that site. The rents are under market, but for 1 unit in the fourplex, and that unit is getting $2,400. So there's a lot of upside potential, of course, but you are governed by the RSO in the city of West Hollywood. An incredible location near the PDC, near the Melrose Design District. Of course, it's in the heart of West Hollywood, and in close proximity to gyms and restaurants and bars, and just the heart of right there. The parade goes down Santa Monica Boulevard, a Halloween parade, and of course Gay Pride and things like that. So we're getting a lot of activity on it now that I separated out the two and give them their own pricing. It is 2 separate owners, would be 2 separate escrow transactions, And great opportunity. We prefer to sell them together, but you know, it's whatever the buyers is wanting to do with it. Any questions? I do have an OM in case anybody wants an OM on this property. You could just reach out and we'll send it to you.
Perfect, Robert. Well, thank you for sharing. Does anybody have any questions?
All right, and this is the Sugar Shack. This is on the way to Big Bear in Mentone, kind of out by Banning, Beaumont, that area there, kind of near Redlands University. And right now it is Heston's Sugar Shack, and it's a coffee shop that's been around for 24 years or so. Really adorable spot. It is 2 structures actually on one lot, and the back is rental in case someone wanted to live on the property or rent it out. And the front structure, the orange structure you see there, is of course the restaurant with a commercial kitchen, grease trap, range hood, full commercial kitchen. The people inquiring about this have been wanting to either turn it into a Thai restaurant, a pizzeria, or something like that. But easy access, lots of parking on the property, and this has just been reduced to $935. The business throws off. Pre-pandemic, it threw off about 300,000. It's you know, it's a mom and pop operation, and the owners are running it now. It's pouring off about 120 a year in revenue. So, but someone, I believe, is going to come in and do whatever they want to do with it and create and change the concept. So, price remains the same. Little bit of flexibility there. And it does come with a beer and wine and an entertainment license. The owners are musicians, and so they, in that front picture you see there, they have gatherings in there. It's a really great place to host events. And that's it. And I have an OM on that as well if anybody would like one. It's also available on the net and what have you. That's it.
Perfect, Robert. Thank you so much for sharing.
Sure, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Albee.
Okay, is Yvonne on the line?
Yes, Jeff.
Okay, you're up, Yvonne.
Hey, Jeff, sorry, I'm actually driving.
Oh, okay. So this is a pretty straightforward deal here. It's a KFC in Ventura, California, across from the Buenaventura Mall, and a school. The picture doesn't show the surrounding area, but it's really a great area, and they have good sales, always have. It's owned by a largest KFC franchise in Southern California. They have 78 locations, as you see, and they're guaranteeing the lease, and the revenue is, or the cap rate you can see is 4%, and we've got about a little less than 5 years left on the remaining lease with 2 5-year options. So for those that get comfortable with the location, which KFC's been there for years, used to be a corporate store, and then they sold it off to a franchisee years back. And so that location has always done well. It's always going to do well. It's very rare to get a drive-through on a big parcel like that. So I can see we have the lot size where the building size would be. So disregard that. There's a 2% buy side fee, and that one is, we just literally took it to the market, so that's going to go fast for some exchange buyer, and we've got brochures and all of that stuff. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions.
No,
Okay.
question? All right. Thank you so much. All right, Einar.
Okay, what we have here is a representation of a warehouse in downtown LA. The reason I'm here showing it to you guys again, we just had a fantastic $600,000 price reduction on this property, so the seller is highly motivated. The reasons you're going to want to show this to your buyers are not only a motivated seller who's willing to meet the market, but you have major and extensive renovation work that was done in the building, about $700,000 worth of improvements, including new roof, new ventilation systems, new conference room, new ADA compliance restrooms, new roll-up door, a ramp for rolling up carts for delivery into the warehouse. You got a state-of-the-art security system. And on top of all that, you got a major downtown location that's only blocks south of the Arts District, near the Fashion District, high density population. This is a rare owner-user opportunity. And it also comes incidentally with 2 cannabis licenses. So there's a type 6 and a type 11. If you've been following anything about the cannabis industry, you're going to know that as of March 31st, there was new legislation that went into effect that makes it really hard for anybody to get a new cannabis license. So really the way that people are getting into this industry now is they have to buy their way in. The state wants to crack down on illegal operations and inconsistencies in the ways that counties and cities are enforcing the licensing. And so basically they've made it next to impossible to get a new cannabis license. Those are worth about $150,000 a piece. So anyway, you got a great downtown location, reasonable price per square foot, and a very motivated seller. Please bring your buyers or give me a call if you have any questions. Thank you.
Einar, I know you're very active in this product type in downtown. What are you seeing, given all of the homeless and just kind of the downtown market? What are you seeing right now from the properties and everything?
Well, unfortunately, on this property, I get a good view of some of that down the block there. There are homeless tents, and unfortunately, a lot of the industrial areas have kind of become magnets for homeless encampments. The city does come by and they do clean them up every once in a while, but probably not often enough. The good news is this property is like a fortress. You got steel security doors inside because they were doing cannabis use in there. So when you go through the front door with a key fob, you got a big steel security door behind it. And then it's like almost like a bank. You have to go through a second steel door to get in the building. There hasn't been a lot of particular crime complaints from the seller. They said they've been there for a while. There was one break-in attempt. That was somebody trying to break in to get the cannabis. But mostly it's a nuisance. And unfortunately, it's something that's kind of par for the course in downtown.
What's your overall take on that market long-term?
Well, it depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about industrial, there's just no room to add any new industrial warehouse space. And a lot of it's been converted to other types of uses downtown. So industrial is going to do well. The Fashion District, in my opinion, is sort of seen its heyday many years ago, and it's kind of in a transitory phase where there's going to be a lot of new developments. The city is going to have a little bit more loosening of guidelines for redeveloping that section of town, because there's probably too many stores that are selling $5 handbags and 3 blouses for $10, and you can go online and buy a lot of that stuff. So I think there will be some transitioning in the Fashion District. The Arts District's doing great. The Central Industrial District's doing great. The Financial District will always be there. So it just kind of depends what part of downtown.
Okay, good. Good info from the expert. All right, who's on deck?
Oh, that's me. Well, I'm going to go through this one pretty quickly just to comment on what Andy said. I'm not feeling that much slowdown in multifamily. This property here, which was really in what I thought was pretty bad shape at $4.5 million, we got a full price non-contingent offer that's going to close in 30 days. So probably going to take that. So unless somebody one's coming over asking, this one's kind of gone. So moving on. I'm left with quite a few development deals. This one here at Western is close to the SoFi Stadium. It is complete. It is shovel ready, RTI. In fact, at 925, the seller is paying for the permit. So it will be permit paid, no other cost involved, just to start construction. It's a small 8-unit development. There is a billboard on the site that he designed around quite nicely with a little outdoor area. So nobody's going to be blocked. Nobody's view will be blocked by the billboard. But otherwise, it's a great little project for a small builder to jump on and start building immediately.
Wow, that's a good one. Yeah, entitled. I know that's people want entitled, as we were talking earlier.
Yeah, that seems to be what's moving. So that one, that one, I probably don't have any flex on the price because he is paying for the permit, but that one I think should move fairly quickly. It's been listed, but prior to being entitled, just got entitled. So we're going to put it back. It's not listed at the moment, but we're going to put it up shortly as being shovel ready and entitled. So if anybody's got somebody for that, bring the offer before we list it. We can put it under contract before we relist it.
Good.
All right. I have 2 Allegheny lots, so another one's going to come up. There are technically 4 lots side by side with different zoning. These 2 are manufacturing, zone manufacturing. So you could do a warehouse, could do a storage facility on it. Right now, you could tell by the photo there, it's being operated as a trucking yard. And been operated long enough that as a trucking yard, it's likely, a buyer should verify that you could grandfather it in all 4 lots to continue operating as a truck yard if that's somebody had a buyer who wanted to operate that way. Otherwise, you could build warehouse on it or storage.
Quick question, Kelly.
Yes.
So I have a guy who's looking to store his construction equipment, the cranes, scoops, that type of thing, trucks, and he needs to close escrow relatively quickly. Is that use going to work for this in terms of zoning? And also, are you selling, you'll sell them individually, right? 3 million for the
Yes.
one piece? Okay.
Yeah, they'll sell individual. I'm going to say I believe so about the storage of equipment on there. Like I say, the guy has operated long enough that it's grandfathered in for a truck yard, but boy, I'd have to verify that to be sure that he could. So if you want me to check on that, I can find out for you.
Definitely.
Okay, I will do that. All right, I think I'm going to call you actually about your other deal that I'll talk to you about you just showed. So we'll talk later. Okay, I have this development deal is in Winnetka. It's Mason and Sherman Way. This confuses everybody because it does have the shoring. The subterranean hole is dug already and the shoring is in. So everybody who looks at this thinks it's probably entitled and he stopped building, but that's not the case. Prior owner had entire entitlements and went bankrupt and sold it to my current client, who has verified with an engineer that we can build on the shoring. And he's telling me that'll save in a neighborhood about $1.5 million in construction costs. So it's not entitled, but the trade-off is your builder should save quite a bit on digging that hole and putting in the shoring. It's all stubbed out, ready to basically pour your foundation. He's got plans on it for 59 units. That he's moving this through the planning, through the permitting process. He does have it approved by planning for the TOC zoning, so he knows you can get the 59 units on it. It comes with his plans, or you can do your own set of plans to fit the 59 units. He does have approval. He got approval to have retail on the bottom. So you can add some retail on it in addition to the 59 units. And by the way, that's the same seller as that Western. Reason he's selling, by the way, is he's got vision problems, can't see as well as he used to. So he's feeling like he's not able to build it. It's the only reason he's selling these 2. So that's that one. Yes.
What used to be at that former site, that site on Mason Sherman Way formerly? What was there originally? I drive by that place all the time.
Boy, I think it was a gas station.
I think it was, yeah. Originally, a long time ago.
long time ago. In fact,
Yeah.
the guy who built that shoring, this was all the way back in 2008. So he lost it when, when we had that crash in 2008 and the financing dried up. So he was actually building this for retail.
It's a pretty good location because you're pretty close to the back gate of Pierce College there off of Victory too, just right down the street.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent location. So.
Yeah, that's a good property. I've seen that driven by myself a million times and thought, that's still sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah, a little background on it. He tried he wanted to do, before the TOC zoning, he tried to go in and do only 46 units. And, funny enough, got resistance from the tenants in the area. Of course, you're probably used to that, to do that. But then when the TOC came in, they should approve the 46 units because now by right, he's got approval to build 59. So anyway, that's kind of why it's been there so long, as he was trying to get a zone change to RS4 to do the additional units. And of course, then TOC came in and now he can do 59 by right. So it worked out great. So it's a great little location, and the owner would actually, if somebody's really wants to work on his plans, would stick with you and help you through it. He loves building. He just can't see well enough to build. So you'd have a seller that would stick with you and help you out if you want to use his plans.
Perfect. Good stuff.
All right. So I have another one here, I believe. I've got a church over on Galt Street in Reseda. I'm actually touring it today for a church group, but it's also, I think, a decent development deal. It is a single family lot. R1 is the zoning on it, but with the new ADU laws in place, the ability to subdivide, you could, it's 3 single family lots right now with the CUP for the church. But there is a 50-foot facing on Galt that you could do a lot line adjustment, turn this into 4 single family lots. And then of course add your duplex and your ADUs on it. Or if somebody lived in them, the SB 9 law now has allowed you to divide those lots in half and build additional units. Those do require you to live on them for 3 years though, is the drawback on those. So for developers, not the best option, or it could be sold as a church. I may actually lease this to a church group who wants to lease it. So it could sell at this price around a 4 cap. If somebody wanted to lease it, buy it with the church leasing the church, church group leasing the church building that's on it. So a couple of possibilities there.
Well, we'll pray about that one.
Is that property over by the old Reseda Baptist Elementary School? That's like catty corner. There's like a building there called the Amigo Annex. Is that it?
Yeah, in fact, that's who's selling it. They want to sell it to build a new church on that lot, to kitty corner to it, and a school. So that's why they're selling this, so they can improve their own lot. So yeah, you're exactly right, Colin.
A lot of history in this room today. That's
for sure. This is the other Allegheny lot. Like I mentioned, there's 4 of them side by side. This one is zoned residential. It's got I'm sorry, I probably have this in my marketing package. It's actually RD3, not R3. So it's RD3, one lot, and the other lot is RA1, which is a agriculture zoning for very low density multifamily. Again, we checking with the city. He's operated a trucking yard long enough in it. You could sell it for a truck yard, and I will check Einer on the storage for you on this one. So kind of the same one again here.
Sounds good.
All right, so moving on. I think there's one more, or is that it? Oh yeah, of course. This is over by MacArthur Park, a little bit south of MacArthur Park, close to Koreatown. This was entitled for 108 units at one time. When the TOC zoning came out, the buyer decided to let the 108 units expire and go for 138 units, but they have not got the entitlements done. So again, this is unentitled. They've got same like the Sherman Way deal. It is they do have at least a step through planning, so they know they can get the 138 units done. There is one building left on it that needs to be torn down. You can't see it very good, but it's It includes all of the lot in the top right. You can see it's got a little bit of one lot that comes out to Hoover and the rest are on Parkview. You just need to tear down that last multifamily building there, and you're good to get entitled and build. I've got a little bit of flex on the price on this one. Request price, 8.5 million is what I could deliver this at. I didn't realize we didn't put the price on that. We're priced in the market, but 8.5 million is kind of the whisper price.
That's a good one as well.
Yeah,
Does
it does
anybody have any questions on this one?
plans.
All right, so we've got just a few more minutes. I think that was the last presentation today, unless somebody got left off and they're on the call and didn't see their slide. Does anybody have any needs that they wanted to talk about here, or exchange buyers or something they're looking for?
Well, I'll throw this out. I do have a client under contract for about 10 million. It's not closed yet, but I will be looking for multifamily in the valley. So if anybody's got anything, 4 cap or better with upside in rents. So 4 cap or better upside in rents, can be a C location like Van Nuys. We'll be non-contingent shortly. So I'll be hustling to find something that we could do a 10 million or break it down into smaller deals.
Yeah, so I had a quick question. So I actually just decided to hop on this call just to get more information about the industry. I'm actually interviewing with JLL next week for an associate position. So I was really curious just to ask you guys for general advice, like how can I impress my potential boss in my upcoming interview? Like what is something that you guys really look for in new associates who are interested in joining your team?
Well, that's a great question. And I would say one of the things that you can do is, if you have not looked into CCIM and the CCIM 101 course, which is if you're going to get a PhD in commercial real estate, you'd get your CCIM designation. Have you taken the 101 course?
No, so I actually just finished my classes to get my license. I'm still waiting for the Department of Real Estate to approve my course completion so I can actually take my exam. So I've done a little research about the program. Obviously, yeah, getting the designation would be huge for my career. But yeah, I've seen the email. I think classes are coming up end of this month for 101.
Yeah, there's different classes at different time, and you can go to ccimla.com to look at the ones within our area, but then also ccim.com on a national level. So the other thing I will just tell you is that it's kind of comes down to supply and demand. You're in short supply. The future of our industry is needing more people. So keep that in mind as you're interviewing. You're in a very strong position. If you want to reach out to me, I can give you my phone number. If you want to write it down, I'll give you my cell number. I am at 818-731-7385, and could share with you my experiences over 30 years in the industry. So feel free to reach out. Everybody here is willing to help you. I'll tell you that right now. And JLL is a great company, so you can't go wrong there. So we're going to close does anybody else have any input or questions? Or
Actually, I do, gentlemen, and ladies out there. I I'm applying for an executive MBA, and I hope to start next year. And I'm wondering if the CCIM courses qualify for college credit, because I would like to tailor my executive MBA to include the CCIM courses. So I'd kind of be killing two birds with one stone.
Well, to answer your question, we don't qualify for college credits, but you can, I think, with some education, fast track your CCIM. So it goes a little backwards, as I understand. And I can put you in touch with our education chair to get you more details about that. But, you know, I'll tell you, CCIM and an MBA go hand in hand. I don't have an MBA, so I'm biased. I do have a CCIM. And, you know, this is at least at a master's level, getting your designation. So whatever that's worth. But do you have my phone number, Robert, if you want to?
May I have it again, Jeff?
Sure. It's 818-731-7385. Feel free to reach out to me. And so anybody else? Okay.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. We'll close with this golf tournament. If anybody can join us on June 20th at Calabasas Country Club, all proceeds are going to Make-A-Wish and a couple of other charities. It's going to have golf and networking. The golf starts at registration at 10. We tee off at 11. But networking starts at 4 p.m. and goes until about 7 p.m. So we have kind of two different events going on that day. So please get involved in that. Tell everybody, spread the word, because we need more players and we need more people at the networking event. And I appreciate anybody that also would like to sponsor the event. We need more sponsors. So I'm going to let everybody go. And have a wonderful and productive day. Thanks for participating. This is great. We're going to grow it. And as I mentioned earlier, we are going to go back to in person, but we're also going to live stream and Zoom it at the same time. So it'll be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.